Nathan Malinick, Director of Design here at Hennessey, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the details of the Venom F5. Starting at the front of the car, the first thing I want to highlight is actually one of the smallest pieces of the car. And if you come down here, you'll look on the front of the car, we have our badge. So it's 8 microns thin, aluminum, and just to give you some perspective, that's thinner than a strand of hair. It's applied after the paint is laid down and then before the clear coat. We did this in order to ensure the cleanest aerodynamic impact or lack of an impact of a badge on the nose of the car. For our own design for our first in-house car, it was very important to create a distinct signature. And when you look at this light, it's actually in the shape of an F, which relates to the name of the car, the Venom F5. The reason why it's called the Venom F5 is based on the Fujita scale, which measures tornadoes. F5 is the highest, and it measures from 261 to 318, which happens to be the target speeds of this car. Coming around to the side of the car, this is the front air curtain or aero blade, and it's actually detached from the rest of the front clam of the car, and its purpose is to clean up and channel and design the air around the front wheel, as well as provide some downforce on the front end. So coming around to the side of the car, one of the most unique features on the F5 is right here behind the front wheel. In order to achieve the performance that we wanted to achieve, the whole greenhouse or the cockpit of the car had to be sucked in as tight as it could be. But then what you have here is a bit of a gap, because at the same time, you want the front wheel track width to be as wide as it can be for stability. So in order to get around this predicament that we had, we created these ducts here. This creates a high pressure zone of air. As the air is coming off this piece of the body, it pulls and sucks the air back to the body side, so that as the air is coming down around the car, it's channeled directly where we want it to go in the side vent. Moving along to the back of the car, first I want to stop and talk about the rear deck lid and what these intakes do. They channel and suck air into the rear air boxes in the car, which feed air directly to the turbos. You've got a beautiful line that feeds, if you follow it around, directly to our rear wing. What you end up having is an incredible shape and form on this rear deck lid as a result. All right, so coming to the rear of the car, I want to take a look at our rear bumper, which is the largest single milled piece of carbon fiber in the automotive industry. So this is one molded piece of carbon fiber, though it's broken up with paint. It's not separate parts. It's molded and then milled with all of these little vents that provide the heat extraction we need from the engine bay. So the majority of the downforce that's created by the F5 to keep it planted at speed is all done underneath the car. And one of the key factors in achieving that is our rear diffuser. It's a massive rear diffuser that extends the full length of the car. It's a beautiful piece of artwork that is also functional. Within the rear tail lamp is a sort of reverse NACA duct, which acts to extract hot air rapidly from the engine bay. And so you can actually stick your hand completely through the tail lamp, and that goes straight to the engine bay. Underneath this carbon fiber engine cover is the heart of the beast, the engine that powers the Venom F5, and it generates a lot of heat. In order to get that heat out, we've used a few materials, one of which is gold leaf, directly on the rear bulkhead, as well as a material called Cerakote, which is uniquely designed to reflect and distribute heat across the body panels on the back of the car. All right, let's take a look on the inside of the Venom F5 to look at some more detail. The interior of the Venom F5 is an incredible place to be. Our whole design philosophy was to create something that exuded an athletic performance mentality and feel. You'll really only see leather where it needs to be, where the driver is going to interact with it. and everywhere else is just carbon fiber or titanium. The dash has no buttons anywhere on it, which is very unique in the automotive industry. We put everything that the driver might need on the steering wheel itself. It's more of a yoke out of an airplane. There's no top bar, and that is to ensure that the driver has maximum visibility. Everything is really weighted in a way that is very tactile. It's been done in order to give a mechanical connection of the driver to the car itself. We've really not spared any space, leaving nothing undesigned, whether it's the Hennessey logo ghosted into the carbon fiber tub, or the ignition button on the steering wheel, which harkens back to launching space shuttles, even down to the Texas flag that is sewn into each and every seat. The seat itself is actually constructed completely of carbon fiber, and it's just under 7 pounds. It really is amazing. There's over 3,000 bespoke parts that make up the Venom F5, excluding the engine, and over 600 carbon fiber molds. We've taken a look at just a few of the details that make up this incredible car. There'll be 24 of these made. Each one is already sold, and each one will have its unique specification, but the details that we looked at today will remain the same in each car. Thanks for coming along, and we'll see you next time.